Hey guys, welcome back to Real Life with Lindsay. My name's Lindsay and I'm so happy you're here today. Today we're going to be going over a monthly reflection. How did my month go? How did the weekly spreads go? I really wanted to do this, especially because I am in a horizontal planner for the first time in probably about 5 years. Now, as you can see, my month was pretty sparse, but another thing you may be noticing is this beautiful blue aqua color, that and the fact that the tab says January, and that is because, like I've mentioned in my previous videos, my launch order was damaged, and because of that, they resent my planner. They reshipped it, a whole new replacement, and so I just uncoiled it and I began using it to just kind of get a feel of how it would be to be in a monthly planner again. In a horizontal planner again, and how I could really make it work for me. So like I said, this is pretty sparse right here, and that is because with everything going on in the world, not a lot was going on. So, and the other thing is that this month I also combined some work events into this planner as well, just as reminders to me because of the fact that I was teaching from home. So much of my life personally and work-wise was interwoven this month, so I typically don't do this. I will like mark if I don't have school or something as a note for me to make personal plans, but typically I don't have like my office hours or work events like the luncheon on the 6th. I typically don't mark those on my personal planner. However, because of everything I did this month, also, I typically color code, but because this was a weird month in that I didn't have a lot going on, I was wrapping up one set of courses, starting another at the end of the month, I just kind of kept everything to the blue theme. And again, typically May is more peachy, but this month it was blue. And then over here on the notes section, these are just things that I needed to make sure I got done in May. The only thing I didn't really get it done was email Ashley's. I'm in the process of working with them right now, so no biggie there. But yeah, this was my month. It was pretty uneventful. Now, flipping over to the notes pages, over here I used this to list out what my first 2 weeks of my summer course would look like, and what, I needed to do week 1 and what I needed to do week 2, and then important reminders about my course. I am taking 2 grad school courses this summer, but the second one doesn't start for another 2 weeks. Then over here is my monthly dashboard. I was so excited about this, guys. I thought that it was perfect for me. I even raved about it in a couple of my videos. It was like a condensed, compressed, all-in-one Bujo journal right there on my notes dashboard, or on my dashboard. However, I didn't use it, and I was not inspired to use it. It was fun to make, and it was a great creative outlet, but it didn't work for me. So I am going to be using this in a different way for June, and I will be showing that in my next video, but I'm going to be completely radically changing how I'm using this. And I think it's really great that they did kind of mess up my launch order, because I'm able to play around with this and figure out what I really like and what I really don't like before I actually get into my July book. So like, it is pretty self-explanatory. I've gone over this, but my intention was to write down what books I read, which I didn't even write those down. I didn't track my exercise. I started tracking my moods. I really didn't. And then I did kind of go through here and check off what goals I met. But it really just it just didn't work. So I didn't receive my planner until after this week. So obviously this week just was not going to work, I couldn't use it, and I didn't want to go back and memory plan. All right, for the first full week in May is when I really started using this. And I originally started off with tracking meals over here in these far right boxes, and then kind of keeping a general to-do list on the left and grad school on the right. And then with just any additional notes or important things I wanted to remember down here. And it worked for me, but I don't track breakfast and lunch. Lunch is usually leftovers and breakfast is the same every day for me, because I have to have a lot of protein with some of my health issues. And so I I first noticed it the very first week I noticed, like I started using it this way, that I was wasting a lot of space. And I'm very big, even in my personal life, like with the house, you know, just, I don't like wasted space. It drives me crazy. I want everything to serve a purpose. Even if that purpose isn't a daily purpose, it needs to serve some sort of purpose. It doesn't just need to be wasted. Kind of going into this is wasted space for me, and it was really starting to bother me. But I continued it the next week. So the next week I kept tracking the meals, like maybe it'll get better. I started having more of a line because I felt like this was really messy. So I had a line separating personal from grad school. And then I also, let's see, what else did I do? I was tracking my moods. I started adding in some weather stickers. I started adding in more stickers. I have a couple online orders that I put a sticker down here to track. So again, I was still using this for notes, and it was okay. I also kept track of some weekly goals to support me on my monthly goals. I did not keep up with that part at all. This wasn't a favorite week of mine. Then you get into the week of the 18th. Now, week of the 18th obviously was very busy for me. But also, this is when I started using a lot more stickers. I thought maybe that would help. And honestly, I have learned how much of a functional planner girl that I am because the stickers stress me out. They make it seem so much more chaotic, and I just don't like it. So up here, I had some decorative washi. I try to keep it all within that, like the blue-green colors. I tracked when I was posting on Instagram. I tracked when I was working, you know, full on working versus just being available by phone or email. Any changes in schedules, things like that. And again, I fell into a natural rhythm of keeping grad school on the right and personal on the left, which I do find myself continuing. Although last night I was on Instagram pretty late and I noticed that she separate some other, I can't remember who it was. If I remember who it was, I think I saved the picture. I'll post her Instagram below. But she separates things horizontally, which of course makes sense because it's a horizontal planner. But I'm so used to the vertical life planner that I've been, you know, like vertical columns. So I don't know. I think this is just a habit I'm going to have to break. I don't know. Maybe my brain just does vertically and I'm trying to do some vertical planning within the horizontal. I don't know. But it does work for me having separate sections within the days. I just know that typically I don't have this much going on personally. As a teacher, it's very much by season. So like my summers may look like this. My Christmas breaks may look like this. But on a typical weekday, I'm good to get like 2 to 3 things done every day. So I know that this will work for me like overall, if that makes sense. Otherwise, again, going back to that wasted space, that's why I stopped using a vertical life planner for my personal, because it just was wasted space. So anyway, I try to do stickers here, maybe like make it more decorative, and maybe that's not wasted space. And then I also tried out like halving it with communication and meals, but that made no sense because they don't go together. Again, this was just notes, some monthly goals I kind of try to keep up with there, but it wasn't working for me. It was this week. Now, the following week, I continued with the stickers, and I thought, you know what? Maybe it was just because the stickers were just kind of boring, old school stickers, and there wasn't really a theme. Maybe that was my problem with the stickers. So I tried a more unified summer theme, and aesthetically, I like how it looks. If I saw somebody else's spread, I would absolutely give this, you know, a like. However, again, it's way too chaotic for me to be productive. As you can see, we are in the week of June 1st. I did not go through and like track any of this. I didn't check anything off. I didn't pay attention to it just because I like abandoned my planner this week. I made it all pretty. I started out strong and then I just went down the drain because it's just too chaotic. Every time I looked at it, I was like, oh. So I'm definitely not keeping up with it when it's too chaotic. I notice when there's weeks like this where it's just simple, like I keep up with it more. So I am definitely gonna take a few things away from this. And you'll see this in my June reflections. I am continuing, for right now at least, we're only in the first week of June, but for right now at least, I'm keeping with the to-dos in this square, but I am changing, instead of putting the meals on the Monday, I'm putting the meals down here so that I have a to-do every single day. And then this is just going to be like to-dos, this is going to be meals and any notes, right? And then I'm still keeping up with that segmented grad school or something over here to the far right, and then personal or something else over here to the far left. So I am keeping up with that, but overall, you know, I found some grooves, and I will say that I like horizontal planning in this season of my life a lot better than I did previously. I said for years I would never get a horizontal planner again, that was a huge fail. But I actually really like it, and I really enjoy the flexibility of it. I feel like there's a lot more flexibility with the horizontal than even with the vertical. And I know that may sound crazy, especially, it sounds crazy to me coming from somebody who used a vertical for so many years for so many different things. But I really like the flexibility that this offers, and I honestly feel like I'm able to actually track more and keep up with more day to day in a horizontal, barring the use of excessive stickering like I have here. So going forward, I'm definitely going to be only using stickers for important appointments, and then maybe some icons for school. But other than that, I'm really going to try to get away from the stickers, because this is just too much and it makes me not hold myself accountable because I just see it and I'm just, ugh. So anyway, that was my monthly reflections. What I took away from my first trial run in the horizontal layout. I will do this again in June and see how this changed. And then maybe I'll continue it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a good way to hold myself accountable to meeting my goals. Who knows? So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe if you feel so inclined. I would really appreciate it. And leave a comment below. I would love to know if you're a horizontal planner girl. How do you use the horizontal planner? And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.